How's it going, YouTube? Liam from Bleeds Australia here, and welcome to Let's Play The Sims Medieval. Now, I was trying to record this just a moment ago, but I noticed that the game, the previous time when I was recording this, the game OBS was having a bit of trouble actually processing the game, so I had to lower the settings down, and I think I got it at a pretty decent point now, which is actually good. Now, The Sims Medieval is basically The Sims 3, because it uses the Sims 3 game engine, which I have no idea what it's called, but it's all set within a medieval time period, which is an unexpected thing, to be honest, because this game came out in about 2011. I had no idea much about it until I saw it, and I was sort of tempting to giving it a go, and when I finally got the chance, I fell in love with it, because one of the cool things about this is that there is actually a quest system that you can participate, and the quest system sort of, there's just so many bits and pieces that I'll try to explain along the way, but right now, so I basically had to recreate my monarch, because I couldn't save the last time because it was still in tutorial mode, but I can now save it because I don't want to bother go with tutorial. I know how this game goes, but basically the idea is to basically complete as much quests as I can possibly get, and basically there is a scenario that I'm playing through. Okay, so as you can see right now, I'm doing the scenario New Beginnings. Everyone has to begin somewhere, and the first ambition of any monarch is to populate their kingdom. The kingdom full of buildings and Sims is just what a budding ruler needs. So right now, I basically have to start from the New Beginnings ambition until I unlock a couple of other ambitions. And the last time I played this, I did manage to finish New Beginnings, but I never had the chance to actually try out any other ambitions or other stories. But anyway, let's go back to the random kingdom. Okay, so what we're looking through here is what is known as, I guess you can call it the kingdom view, I think it is. Kingdom mode, yes. So basically what you can do is that you can build, when you have the resources and you have the simoleons and the money to actually buy different buildings, you can build different buildings located throughout your kingdom. So you can build a, let's see, what is that? That is the King Bowl Court. You can build a market, you can build a tavern, and for every building that you construct, there's a blacksmith there, or smithy, for every building you construct, a new hero sim will appear. And right now, my monarch is my hero sim, or Lord William is the monarch, but he is the hero sim right now. So let's go into live mode. And basically what happens here is that there is an XP progression system in The Sims Medieval. Oop. So right now, no, don't do that just yet. Okay, so right now, basically there are certain objectives or quests that your sim will ask for. And right now, mine is to gossy up, or like in The Sims 3, just basically look in the mirror and just like, oh, look at this. And look at me, oh, I need to practice this. How great I am, how very self-absorbent I can be sometimes, you know, all that kind of jazz. But one of the things about doing that is that it will give me a bit of a positive trait, or slightly, and when I get a positive trait, I gain a focus meter. Or if I do get a negative trait, I won't get any focus done. But focus helps me progress and get a better, higher quest cup. Because if I get a quest cup, if it goes into like gold and whatnot, I will get even better rewards for when I have completed the quest. And there are so many quests that I can do. So basically you have a different viewpoint where you're allowed to sort of go outside and view, not into kingdom mode, but sort of get a better view of your kingdom, allowing you to sort of give you other options or places to go. So we're now going to where the forest is. Now, basically what would happen right here is that it's going through a, what do you call it? It's going through a, this is what the tutorial will sort of guide you at the moment, and it's sort of doing the same thing right here, but basically right now, we are now going to explore and like discover these plants right here, because when you discover plants, you can actually harvest them, and if you say for a medic or a chemist kind of thing, you will actually be able to craft up different sort of medicines or potions. I guess if you're a witch or a wizard, you can craft different potions and whatnot. So right now, I'm now discovering and collecting some wildflowers. And I'll just pause it here for a second. When you try to collect certain flowers or plants, you will have a line next to the option of harvesting them. Now, what that means is that, so I basically have a 50-50 so chance of actually either collecting the flowers or failing them. Because if I fail them, then I won't collect them. But, uh-oh. Well, a victim has come to visit my forest. You better hand over your money or you know what's good for you. A bandit dares to threaten the king. My trusty sword can bring this down. Because that's another thing I love about this, is that there are knight fights. So there are sword fights that you can participate in this game. As you can see, the monarch has now gone into knight's armor. Now, the way the combat system is if you have the right amount of swords or equipment, you can you'll get a better chance of actually winning a battle. But the way it works is either your health goes down, or if you depleted, your stamina is depleted. So it's important to sort of go after and try and get the stamina as possible. And as you can see, the stamina on this bandit is going down way, way fast. Alright, and off he goes. He's defeated, he's injured. But sometimes it really depends on the actual, on your equipment as well as what the other opponent has. Because sometimes you can lose those fights. Alright, so let's see. With the bandit taken care of, I'm free to collect wood from in the forest. So, we're now going to collect wood. So, basically you can send your Sims to explore certain areas, but you won't be following them, as it's sort of like they enter in those places and they'll just collect them on their own. But we'll speed it up a bit here. What's this? There's always adventure waiting to be found in the forest. The wood was collected and the kingdom will soon prosper from it. Alright, so we'll have different random events that will pop up here and there. Alright, the wood will be perfect for the kingdom's building. The builder will also need stone. I can mine some from the cave in the graveyard. So, let us go into this view, and we're going to now head to the cave next to the graveyard. Now, as you can see, I have a bit of a gambling itch, because that is one of my, I guess you could say, down traits, because the only way you can actually create a character is by, you have to give them 2 positive traits, besides all these traits, and you have to select sort of a negative one. And there's a word for it, but I can't exactly remember what that word is. But I had to place it in gambling itch because I don't know. It just seemed it didn't really matter as much. But anyway, all right. Ah, my lord, I came to have a word with you, please. It's about my work here. Okay, so she's basically asking me to build a church. An opportune proposition. There are many things to consider right now, but I think the important thing is right now is to just collect stone from this cave. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. What my Sim's gonna do anyway. Oh, here we go. So random events will be happening each time. So William collected stone while venturing deep in the endless network of tunnels. Eventually, he climbed down a sheer drop of a dark abyss. At the bottom, William reached the underground lake. He stumbled over a small chest sitting. What you do? So you basically have 2 choices when it comes to these random pop-up events, and sometimes there'll be a positive or a negative sort of event that will happen. So what I'm going to try is to open it and see what happens. And I was rewarded 125 spillions, so that's good. So it ended up with a positive effect. Alright, so we're basically now heading to here, because it's now telling us to go to the path to the village. Now, so what it's talking about is that the village is right here. Now, I can't actually interact with the village because that's not how it works. But basically, we can send our Sims to go down there, and they can basically buy stuff certain bits and pieces. Oh, I have to show you this. Oh, you see that? I don't know what that is, but there'll be a certain point we'll find out about that later. But let's go to our Sims. Okay. So the camera... You can use camera controls for better look at the village, blah, blah, blah. So it's basically just telling us as what a tutorial would be. So to go to the village, shop A. So he's basically he's basically going to the village, but we won't be able to follow him as it's basically just him disappearing and just the illusion he's going to the village. Okay, so here we can basically buy different sort of bits and pieces. So right now I'm going to add this, add that, a bed high. Nah, I won't buy that, that's too expensive. So I'll put that back, but I'll put the steel longsword there and buy those. Now I'm going to try my best to not spend so much. Alright, a stalky man approaches William, then bowed. I have heard word of your arrival, and in your honor I have prepared 2 gifts to help as you build your kingdom. However, I shall only give you one of them. The gift you receive depends on the answer to the question. What virtue would you rather bring to the random kingdom? So basically it's just, again, double choices. But I would rather have safety over power, because I care for... So, picture this. If I was a king, if I was ever to be in this position of a king, I would rather focus more on the safety of my people and not really care much about power. I mean, like, it will make us weak if we're ever getting into war with anybody, but I would rather have a safe, friendly sort of kingdom, if that's one way of putting it. The man nodded. Very good, your highness. You're wise indeed. I then present to you with a gift of resilience of the minus armor of fortitude. It is not the best armor, but it let symbolize your goals as you build the random kingdom into a great bowsling kingdom. Alright, so he's given us armor. Let's open this up. And of course there is an inventory mode as well. Okay, so yeah, we have a good amount of defense now with that armor on, but let us check. Let's check safety to this civilian right here. He says, there's a man in the town square. He's pushed me into the mud and called me names. I can't happen to the random kingdom. A bully in my kingdom? I don't think so. The good old reading from the scroll, isn't it? This must be him. I will not accept bullying in the random kingdom. Sometime in the stocks will teach him to bully. Yeah, so, this is where things get pretty interesting. Alright, send to stocks. Okay. Well, I was just messing around. Hey, it's good to be king. Okay, so wait for it. Here he is. So this guard right here. So we're now going to head to the Judgment Zone. Now, you remember seeing that that creature that popped out of that pit, I guess you'll say? Well, that is one of the locations where you send people if you want them to sort of get into trouble or something like that. Or if they are causing trouble, you send them to there. But let's have a look. Okay. The shame of the building. They'll make him think twice before messing with my townspeople. So, I gotta say, that would just be so uncomfortable if that was the case. But that's where you will send people to the stocks. Alright. We're now going to throw an egg at this guy. Oh. There we go. There he is again. I don't even know what that is anyway. An egg in your face, mate. It's good to be king. Okay. Return to the throne room. Lord, thank you for responding to my plea for help. For your great kindness, I pledge to be your loyal servant from here on out. Okay, so now... Okay, so he is now going to be part of my... He's going to be in my castle from here on out, so that is pretty good indeed. Okay, so basically here, alright, so at certain points throughout your quest, you'll actually get the opportunity to make choices. But before I do that, I'm going to call for food because my Sim's getting hungry. So basically what happens is that you can basically call upon cooks to basically cook your food and basically give it to you. Now, that is one thing you can do. You can, of course, cook your own food yourself. Okay, so now my food has been served. My Sim's going to eat it. Alright, so I'm going to end the episode off here, but I want to try and actually do a full series out of The Sims Medieval, because it is a fun game, it is a good game. I may even try and do some live streams with The Sims and even The Sims 4 when I get the chance. But thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do, then click the like button, click the subscribe button for more videos heading away. Until then, this is Let's Play The Sims Medieval. I'm Liam from Lee's Australia. Until next time, Liam out.